Hi everyone, welcome to Finding Scholarly Sources in Academic Search Complete. This video covers how to select databases by discipline or subject, how to do basic searching and limiting in Academic Search Complete, and how to do field searching and experimentation, relevant experimentation I should say, in Academic Search Complete. Let's get started. Hi everyone, and welcome to Searching for Scholarly Sources in Academic Search Complete. Before we get started showing you that, I do want to show you also how you can select proper databases when you have other projects to work on. It's really easy. All you do is from the library's homepage, click on Articles and Databases, and then go to Database by Subject. And then you'll see a drop-down menu of all the disciplines that you have here at Southeastern. So if you were working on a communication paper, you would click Communication, and up opens a tab with recommended resources from both faculty, subject specialists, and librarians. And you'll have databases that are directly about your topic, like communication and mass media, for example. But then you'll also have related databases where the content is between disciplines, it's almost interdisciplinary, really. So PsycInfo might have something for you, sociological abstracts, and you'll have other resources in the other resources section on that page. Okay, so let's get started now searching in Academic Search Complete. To search in Academic Search Complete, on the library's homepage, in the search box, click on the Articles and Databases tab. Now click on Academic Search Complete. And what you'll find here is you've been brought to the Advanced Search screen. And I'm going to come over here to this tab because I've already got my terms typed in, and that'll save us a little bit of time. So as you can see, I'm experimenting again. I don't have child or youth or adolescents or kids. I just have simply child or youth. I am still truncating because we know that expands results relevantly. Over here on the second level, I've got obese or overweight or fat. And on the third level, advertise or marketing or commercials. Now, what I'm going to do, since I know I want scholarly resources, is I'm going to come down here and start limiting my results. I'm going to select full text. I'm going to select scholarly peer-reviewed. And another thing that I find important to do increasingly, because it seems like more and more foreign language articles are added to the databases, is to make sure that I select the right language to save a little bit of time. I'm going to select English. And now I'm going to click search. Please note before I click search that the terms are in the default field available, which is select a field, which is the basic keyword search, which looks for the appearance of your terms in all fields of the database records that correspond to your search terms. I'm going to click search. And I have 681 results, so that's kind of a lot, not too terribly much when you compare it to EDS, which will probably pull up thousands of results. But this is a lot, perhaps, and maybe at this point we want to rethink what we have. But as you can see, here's your results list. It's very similar to what we saw when we were doing book searching, right? You have a numbered record, you have the linked title of the record, you have, here's some of your publication information, here's the subject terms. And you can see, because it is a keyword search, everything that's bolded is indicating why this record showed up, because we've got children's in the title, we've got children in the subject field, we've got, you know, different things all over the place. And that's the nature of the keyword search. You'll get more hits, and you'll get more hits scattered around in the different fields. But that's okay. Sometimes that works really well for us. So one way to possibly narrow this at this point, if you don't like this, is to add simply the limiter, the actual terms or phrase United States. This way we're limiting the search by terms, we're limiting it to a geographic region. So now from 681, since I've anded yet another term, remember anding narrows things or limits things, it's one of the things that can limit, I'm going to click search. I now go down to 216. Well, let's see if we can go down even further. So we know this is a keyword search here, and we have limited it now geographically to the United States. But let's consider that a subject is what a thing is about. So maybe there is some stuff in here that is kind of random. It just kind of grabbed our keyword terms because we said to search for the keyword terms anywhere. Let's now try a subject search, which is more focused. And again, a subject is what a thing is about. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to go subject on each of these fields and see what I come up with. So I have 216 from a keyword search that was narrowed because we added United States. We're going to retain United States in this example. And now I'll click subject search. Whew! And now I went down to 16. So as you can see, it's a subject is what a thing is about, and it always does offer, in most cases, fewer results for you. And that may or may not be a good thing. It just depends on your needs and what your research topic is. Now, I'm going to explore some other stuff, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to look for abstracts. Abstracts are a summary of the article, and you will often find your search terms showing up there. So it's very focused again. So if you find your search terms showing up in the abstract, which is actually a summary of what the article is about, it is a good initial evaluation tool for you to use when you're deciding what you want to use for a project or paper. If it shows up there, then it's probably pretty relevant. So let's click search and see what we've got. And we still have a pretty low number. We have 28 here. So now if we go in to this one right here, let's look at perhaps this one, proposal for congressionally mandated federal regulation of child-directed food and beverage television advertisements to combat childhood obesity. Long title. If we click here and go into the detailed record, we do of course see the title, the authors, the source, the subject terms, which are hyperlinked. This means you could click on here at any point and redirect your search if you like. Or if you found something, some sort of terminology in here that you felt you needed to add to this search to re-strategize that way, by all means try that as well. So here it describes that the author discusses television advertising techniques. You can see our terms are bolded. That's why they're in the abstract field coming up, and they look great. So we have different ways and approaches to work with this. Now let's click result list. Let's see, so we've done subject and abstract and keywords. There is one thing that we didn't try. It's going to always reduce things down to a very, very small result set, and that is title. Now, we have a lot of terms that are ANDed together, and we're in a very small subset, so to speak. Let's see what happens. Whew, I've only got one. It's a good one. Advertising obesity. Can the U.S. follow the lead of the U.K. in limiting television marketing of unhealthy foods to children? So it pulls up the U.S., it compares them to the United Kingdom. We're talking about marketing unhealthy foods to children, so this could be very good for what we're looking for. But let's say that it's discouraging to you to see only one result. Well, what you'd want to do at this point is choose which of these terms to get rid of. And probably, if you get rid of United States, you'll still come up with results that have the United States in there if you need to be that tightly geographically focused, let's say, for example. So I'm going to remove United States. We're still in the title field, which will pull up fewer results than average, but we've also removed an ANDed term, which really limits things, right? It gets very, very specific. So now we're not nearly as specific, so let's see what happens. And we have 20 to go through, and so that's a pretty nice set of results to look through. There's that obesogenic. That's a term that I've only started seeing in recent years when I've been doing this particular demo. Let's see, so now let's look at, let's say you were interested globally in this topic. Here's one that deals with Australia, for example. So let's look at this one. Again, the PDF is over here. At any point you can click on the full text to read it. And you do want to scan or read the entire article. It depends on what kind of a topic it is. Sometimes a scan will work. Here's our abstract. This will tell us what it's about. If we wanted this one at this point, and we were going to use it, and we now needed to cite it, all you need to do is in the detailed record, click on the Cite link. And for the purposes of our class, we are using MLA 7th edition, so you'd want to scroll through the list. The first thing that comes up is not MLA, so do not choose any of these because they're not correct. You want to scroll through the list, and there's ours, and you want to select it. And it'll show up sometimes either white, as you can see this looks rather white with the selection color, or it may show up blue. It just depends on your different computers and all those variables. And then you would just simply do Control-C, and then you would copy and paste it into Moodle, and the paste part would be Control-V, V like Victor. And that's all I really have to show you on Academic Search Complete. Talk to you later.